I'll settle for broadcasting.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears a little bit, and you post a lot on Twitter about your kids. So I have kids. Jake's about to have a kid, so I wanted to ask you, what's the craziest question your kids have ever asked you?
I don't know. I can't remember which one it was now, but I've been asked like, "Hey, how come I can tickle my own armpit?" And I'm like, "That's genius! Like, why can't you try to tickle your own armpit? You can't do that." Just stuff like that. You can't. Yeah. Sorry to blow everyone's mind out there, but yeah. And I don't know. I guess I didn't really fully understand it at the time, but like, I'm like, man, that's deep, right? But I don't know. They asked tons of questions. Some stuff you can answer. Some stuff you got to wait. You got to wait some years.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do that my wife and I got on the same page with before we had kids was we're not going to lie to them. Like, sorry, send me all the hate mail you want. I'm sure I'll read it. But we didn't tell our kids there was a Santa Claus. Just didn't happen. It was probably my fault. One of them came home from like, I don't know, kindergarten or preschool maybe. He was like, tell me about Santa. Is there a Santa Claus? And I was just like, nope.
So is your kid the kid that tells everybody Santa's not real?
Well, we've dealt with that a lot too. We're just like, don't say that at school. Like, that's a big deal. And they're all over it now. But the reason that we did it, and I told my son this probably this time last year, right before I went to spring training last year. I had to have, you got to have other talks as they get older. My son's 12, so I was like, I was telling him like, listen, the reason the reason that we talk and tell you the truth when we do this is, I was like, we want you to trust us. It's all about trust. And so anything that you hear out there, it's probably going to be some lies surrounding certain subjects. So I was like, come to us. I was like, this is the reason it started, before you can even remember, of us telling you the truth, like not, telling you there was a Santa Claus. So anyway, we'll see. I don't know if it's paid off or not, but anyway, it's we don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's kind of what we rolled with. So yeah, I just have never lied to my kids.
I like that.
I'm going to text my dad.
I have an 8-year-old stepson, and every once in a while he'll ask me a question. I just kind of look at him, and I'm just like, "Yeah, I never mind. I'll talk to you in a couple of years, man."
Ask Alexa. Alexa, where do? Yeah,
exactly. He asked me questions. I'm like,
parental controls prohibit. Thank you, Alexa.
Yeah. I think you should talk to your mom about that.
By the way, turn the lights on. Yeah.
Right. All right, so got another baseball question here for you. Wanted to know, what is your favorite moment as a Brewer?
Favorite moment as a Brewer? I mean, the playoffs. We went to the playoffs in 2008. We went to the playoffs in 2011. Some awesome moments there. Big home runs. I wasn't exactly active during that time, but I got to kind of be there. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. All those years that anytime I was in the big leagues, they were all special moments because you don't know how long you're going to stay there. For some reason, you can ask a young ball player and they want to play 10 years in the show or 15 or whatever. And, they go up for a week and then they maybe never go back. So I knew that kind of going in. I'm like, this may be the last time I've ever, get to the big leagues. So I just wanted to reminisce and eat up all of it I could. And so, yeah, I would say some pretty amazing moments I had. I got a win in 2012. No, that's wrong. 2011. I got a win in the old Marlins Stadium. Remember the football stadium? I guess it's still there, but it used to be the baseball stadium too. And it was kind of like it fell in my lap because we were kind of short-handed in the bullpen. There were guys that couldn't throw. And then I don't think the starter maybe went very long, and we were about to go extra innings. And then they put a guy in. The Brewers put a guy in and he hit a guy, so they took him out. And then they put in LaTroy Hawkins, I think, and then he pitched an inning. And then basically they looked down the pen. They're like, who's left? And they're like, we got John Axford and Dillard. And they were like, yeah, I guess we'll go with Dillard. I was like, what is that long pause? But yeah, I ended up throwing. I came into a game, had bases loaded, and one out. And I don't even remember who I had. I think it was Gabby Sanchez. Remember Gabby Sanchez? Played for the Marlins. Anyway, I got him to roll over on a ground ball to third. Craig Council's playing third that day. It was a day game. And he catches the ball, backhands it, falls into foul territory, throws it home to get the force out. And the next batter was Mike Stanton, which I think he changed his name to Giancarlo Stanton. Yeah. But when I faced him, he was Mike. And, I threw a pitch, and it looked like he crushed it. And I was like, goodbye, baseball. But I think I broke his bat. He hit it off the end of the bat. It was just a fly ball to left, and Braun caught it. So I think I pitched another inning after that. Had no idea what happened. And then I think Braun hit a home run, and we won the game. Or we went ahead, and then they put in Axford, and Axford got a save, and I got a win. And it didn't even occur to me either. They pulled me out on the field to do an interview, kind of like this, and I was like, and they're like, "How's it feel to get your first major league win?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm starting to figure it out. Like, I guess I did. Oh, that's really cool. Like, I didn't even notice. But then what happened afterwards? Like, the whole team, made it really special, and it was cool. That was a good moment.
Here he goes again.
So you have your own podcast as well. We were wondering, between that, you got that going on, and then what are your hobbies outside of podcasting? Like, now you're retired, are you going to get back into Nerf wars and tree climbing, or is it all about podcast? What are your hobbies?
Yeah, I'm going to podcast in a tree with with my Nerf stuff. I don't know. I mean, the kids kind of keep it a full schedule as it is, especially I got 3. So there's, baseball games and gymnastics practice and soccer practice. And then track. One of them's running track. Like, I don't know anything about track, but I'm having to learn about track. So kind of all that kind of stuff. But I'm about to start a job. I'm going to be in Milwaukee here in a couple weeks. So I'm sure that'll be time consuming. But aside from that, just kind of running social media. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I just really want to go focus most of my attention on doing this broadcast thing and everything that surrounds it. Like, I don't have to work every single day. So I don't know. I still will show up, probably sit in the stands, say hello to people, show up at their restaurants. I don't know. Is that a hobby? Just being around people and meeting people? That's my hobby.
Well, us normal people, we have hobbies of not being around people.
And I have a guitar that I can strum a little bit. Not a big deal.
Pretty cool. I always wanted to learn guitar. I just
Wonderwall again. No.
Never found the time.
You can always join a live Facebook show that talks about Wisconsin sports. I mean, that's an option.
Nah, I'd never do that. Never do that. I'd never be that bored. I'm just kidding.
So our next question.